Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. This is the Great and Powerful Zilla, and today I'm going to talk about this ship right here, the Harugumo Tier 10 Japanese gunboat. But before I do, you'll notice that I'm missing a tag. I have left America's Valiant Warriors, and I'm going to be joining another clan uh, this evening and go from there. And we'll see how things go. This is not a negative reflection on AVW in any way, shape, or form. I just felt that I needed a change of venue for a while, and maybe I can learn something from these guys because I'm certainly no Unicom, and there are lots of skills that I need to brush up on. So I wish AVW all the luck in the world, and I wish them well. In the meantime, I'm going to be moving on. Let's just talk briefly about this ship here. This is the Tier 10 Japanese gunboat, the Harugumo, on your tech tree for the Japanese. And you see Research Bureau stuff here. The Harugumo splits right at Isakaze, and you go to Minakaze, which these are all fun destroyers. There's nothing wrong with them, especially the Tier 8 Akazuki. That thing is a beast. And the Harugumo is also a beast. Now I'll explain why in a minute. These are very niche. Here's your torpedo boat. This is a gunboat. All right. So let's take a look at it. First of all, she looks like a typical destroyer. She doesn't look like she's anything unusual, but she's very sneaky. 6.9 kilometer detection range. So she's not as good as a Shimakaze. Okay. Maneuverability, she's not as fast. She, 35 knots. Get some flags on her, maybe do 36, 37 knots. Kind of maneuverable. Defense is awesome, 72. With flags you can bump that up. Torpedoes are terrible. They're good, but they're not. She gets one launcher, and it has 5 torpedoes in it, or 6 torpedoes in it, and it's got an over 2-minute reload. And that's with the module to increase the reload, and that's with the, well, that's guns. But that's with the module, the skill to reload and all that. So, yeah, that's not good. Survivability, she's got low hit points, 25,000. Armor, forget about it. It's just a destroyer. And I've got this little 13-point captain on her. 12-point when I went into this battle, I'm going to show you. Okay, I'm trying to level up. This is from the Halloween event, Davy Jones. So, Harugumo, fearsome. Where does she shine? Right here. Her main battery, she has these 100mm guns. All right? They fire like every second. It's ferocious, and you're a fire starter. So, looking at captain skills, you could certainly benefit from these two right here to extend the range and the firing rate. Okay? And of course, standard for all destroyers, you want your preventative maintenance and you want your last stand because critical engine damage. As I get this captain to a 14-point captain, I'm certainly going to go IFHE. She doesn't necessarily need it, but you want that because it's 100mm guns. And I'll go up from there. Maybe concealment. It's one of those destroyers that is very, very niche. So what I did was I took this little battle wagon up into a co-op battle, and I'll explain the co-op battle as it goes along. But it gives you a good idea of what this ship is capable of doing in the right hands. I, by no ways or means, am the right hands. Okay? So forget about all this Research Bureau hullabaloo and all this French stuff hullabaloo and the armory stuff that people are complaining that, well, there's really not a lot there to get for all these damn tokens, and they have a point, I can't speak for everybody. I can only speak for myself. The Legion of Honor stuff is the money grab. To me, this is the most value for these little tokens right here. I'm going to let them build up, see how many I can get. A lot of people rave about the captain, but if you don't play French ships a lot, there's no point in getting this captain to put on your French cruiser because, right, it's just, if you're not playing French ships consistently, there's no point in getting that captain, right? To So for me, the most value for the money would be these doubloons. Although, you might want to sink it into the credits. It's, you name your poison. And then, of course, the Research Bureau, the developers have said they're going to add to this dramatically in the next update. I'm anticipating to see what's going to happen. I personally am not going to regrind anything, but if that's what you want to do, there's certainly value here. I would like to see this increased because you are investing a lot of time to regrind a line into this for 250,000 free XP. If they made it 350 or 400,000 free XP, it might be more, to me, it'd be more value for the investment. Okay? This is my personal opinion. I have no interest in the Colbert. I don't have the skill level to make that ship jump. Those of you that do, if you choose to do that and regrind lines, more power to you. But according to what I've read, there appears to be another snowflake event coming. So that's a good thing. I always like those snowflake events because Lord knows I got plenty of ships, and I know people that got more than I do. I got 124 ships. So that'll keep me busy for a while. But let's go into this co-op battle, and I'll explain what the Harugumo is up to and what you can look forward to at Tier 10 with this ship. Okay? Talk to you then. Okay, jump right in. This is a co-op match. Now, if you notice, left and right of the screen, everybody's a bot except for me. So what happens when you get into a co-op match where everybody's a bot except for you? Well, the moment you open fire, the AI will automatically gun for you. Everything will close in down on you. And look, the AI has been kind enough to throw in CVs as well. So you don't necessarily have to have a CV to encounter a CV in a co-op match. As a matter of fact, I would wager to say that you're more likely to encounter a CV in a co-op match than you would in a regular match at this point in time. However, I'm heading over to ACAP, and you'll see that his rocket planes have automatically made a beeline for me. The AI doesn't really scout, guys. It just sends planes directly for you. Okay? It knows where you are, but it doesn't. It acts like it doesn't know, but it knows. The most dangerous part of this whole deal for the Harugumo is that detected thing. Once you're detected as the only human player in an AI match, every single bot is going to be coming after you. And you can see me racking up plane kills rather quickly here. The AI does pretty much what players do. Most players, some players don't, but you're going to chew on planes, and this is what carriers go through, and this is just a destroyer, but its anti-aircraft is right up there with the rating of the planes, so it's kind of a wash, and the planes have to come in to attack anyway, so they're going to get shot down, and you're going to see me rack up a pretty good number of plane kills throughout this match. Alright? Okay, so I've popped smoke to deal with this Grozvoy. And the Grozvoy, again, they're making a beeline for me. Bots aren't going to do necessarily the brilliant things that players would do, because at this point, if that were a player, they would have been maneuvering, and they also would have been firing at me instead of shooting at AI bots over there. So you can see the withering rate of fire that these guns put out. It's sick and wrong. It is just sick and wrong. I mean, look at this. Bam, 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 bam. And I take down the Grozvoy. No big surprise there. Now, there are no other AI ships anywhere near me, so at this point, what I've decided to do is go ahead, finish off those planes that are coming at me, and move into A, because as the only human, one of the best ways to ensure that I might win is to ensure that we have at least one cap. So, I'm going to move into this cap, and as I'm moving through it, I'm going to go ahead and cap it. Now the thing is with the Harugumo, it's for a destroyer of its tier, it's kind of slow. Remember, I took out that Grozvoy. That Grozvoy does 40 something knots. This little bad boy will only do 37 on a good day. Okay? And it's rather big, and it's easily detected. Look at my detection range on the map. And the Audacious, which has been launching planes non-stop at me, is directly in front of me. And here he's sending more planes after me here. And that's what the AI does, guys. Don't diss the AI. The AI can be dangerous, okay? Especially if you're the only human, because all they're going to focus on is taking you out. All right? Yeah, they'll shoot at other ships. Yeah, they'll ram each other. Yeah, they'll do team damage as well. But primarily, like the Audacious there, is just gunning for me over and over again. It's an exercise in futility, but that's all that he's going to do because that's all he's programmed to do. The other thing about CoOp that you need to know is once a carrier is detected, and it's an AI carrier, all it's going to do is run away and then sail around in circles. Okay? So I'm taking some shots at this battleship over here, trying to start some fires, do some damage. I'm not going to do any major damage to a battleship with my guns. Over time, I could peck away at him and whittle him down. But that's not going to happen right now as I pass behind this island and he passes behind an island as well. Okay? So, sailing over the bounding main, right? We're just sailing out there. And the Audacious is there. Now, one of the things I'm doing is I'm going after the Audacious primarily because I want his spotting mechanic to go away. He is spotting me for those ships, both of which have excellent secondaries. The Kurfürst and the Montana both have great secondaries that can take me out fairly quickly. So I reinforce my sector to that side with the bombers coming in, and I take most of them down. Okay? So at this point, the Audacious is getting deplaned. Yes, you can get deplaned on a carrier. If you send your planes against a target, and at Tier 10, really, he doesn't have much of a choice, so don't fault the AI. He's doing what he was programmed to do, and don't fault the player. If the player on a carrier is in a Tier 10 match and all he's facing is Tier 10 ships and his planes are just melting because he just keeps sending them, well, what else is he supposed to do? He's got to try and help you, right? So don't fault the carrier player at the end of a match for sending his planes against ships that he knows are going to shred his planes in the effort to try and get some damage in. All right? So here I'm going against the Audacious, and I'm not firing my guns for a reason. And you'll see why in just a little bit. Look to my right on the minimap. That's why I'm not firing my guns. The minute I fire my guns, my gun bloom becomes that big. And yes, I am detected, but those battleships are not shooting at me right now. They're focused on that AI Minotaur down in A. Why is he down in A? I have no clue. AIs do what they do. So I'm going to bank up against this Audacious here, and I'm going to launch torps at him. And by not firing my guns, what happens is once the Audacious goes away, then I'm undetected. Okay? So, I'm going to aim off a little bit because he just made that turn. He's going to accelerate, and then he's going to turn inside. So I'm going to aim off inside just a little bit once the reload comes up. Now, I use the reload booster there. Otherwise, you can see that your reload is almost 3 minutes. That sucks. That really sucks. Okay? But I got good torpedo hits there in the first salvo, and the second salvo is coming in. It's going to finish them off. Kind of a waste of all those torpedoes, but I really don't want to fire my guns with those battleships down there to the south, and now they're starting to pay attention to me. All right? So, you're the only human. Your partners are an AI carrier that's really not doing a whole lot of anything, and a Minotaur that apparently has gotten into some cyber juice and decided to sail around a little bit. But he is 2 kills to his credit, so I'll give the AI credit where credit's due. And I have to figure out a way to deal with these 2 AI battleships. Now, hindsight being 2020, I could have sailed over to C and capped it and then just stayed alive and won on points. Because I can certainly outrun, not by much, but I can outrun both of these battleships. Okay? But I thought our Minotaur was going to do more than he did. He's dead now. And I thought our Audacious was going to be able to do more than he did. Silly me. Okay? So I smoke up and I'm going to start shooting at these battleships in an effort to do a couple of things. Farm more damage and start fires and knock out some of their secondaries. because their main batteries, while I respect them, I'm not necessarily afraid of them. What I'm afraid of are their secondary batteries. So I'm going to derp away at this little battleship right here. Well, it's not little. It's the size of the freaking Empire State Building. But I'm going to derp away at that in the hope of catching fires. And RNG being what it is, I do catch a fire here and there, but the AIs will immediately extinguish any fires or flooding as soon as it happens. So you've got to get one fire started and then get another one started 9 seconds after that once the cooldown is gone. Okay? And it's just not happening for me right now. As you can see, I'm racking up a lot of shell hits and a lot of penetrations, but not a lot of damage. And there's the fire, and it's out. Okay, so 9 seconds from now, if I were to start a fire or flood on that battleship, then I would go ahead and get that fire damage going. Okay? So I'm derping away, and I know the Montana is circling around to my front. Off to my right and to the front, that's where the Montana is. Alright? But I'm trying to eliminate some of those curve first secondaries is what I'm trying to do, and I'm not doing a very good job of it. RNG isn't helping me out here a lot. Okay? And I'm also waiting on those torpedo cooldown. Now, my torpedoes are ready, but the torpedo load booster is not. The torpedo load booster has another 10, 15, 16 seconds, whatever, left on it. Now, I've just run out of smoke. Smoke was my friend. I am out of smoke charges. So, I'm going to move out here in an effort to stay away from those secondaries. Look at the secondaries. Those are secondary shots. And that's your big enemy on a Harugumo or any other destroyer. So, your ship is on fire, critical engine damage, your torpedo tubes are knocked out with one shell hit. It's amazing how well the AI gunnery works like that. You know, the first shell you take on a destroyer, any destroyer of any tier in an AI match is critical engine damage. But I get some torps off because I know the Montana is accelerating, and my torp booster is up. I'm not paying attention. I don't see the torp booster is up, and I get taken out by the main battery of the Montana. I think it's the Montana. No, it was the curve first main battery. Okay, but I did sink the Montana at the end of the day. So, if you lose your ship and you're the only human on the AI team, then what happens is you end up with a draw. Now, a draw is the same as a loss as far as that goes. But let's see how we did on the Harugumo in a completely AI match. Okay? Once I click on it. Okay, I did 160,686 damage. I had 300 plus shell hits, 37 planes shot down, 3 ships sunk. It wasn't enough. I made some questionable decisions there. I was on top of the list, of course. It's AI. This is co-op, but it gives you an idea. I still made bank, 58,000 credits in a draw. So, and that's the same as a loss. It counts the same as a loss. So that is the Harugumo. I suggest you work your way up to it. It's a fun ship to play. Until next time, you guys be good to each other and have a great, great day.